and knowledge and the marketing capacity to market our coffee. And consequently, we will do so. We are not the first country to try to do what the government is trying to do. Ethiopia tried. Kenya, our neighbors, tried. They abolished their coffee board and coffee authorities and mainstreamed coffee once bitten, twice shy. If Kenya tried it and failed, and they are reverting back, they reverted back to the government, to the agency model, why do we want to reinvent the wheel? Why do we want to try something that has failed elsewhere? We are simply telling government, please don't do so. It's been tried elsewhere and found wanting. Secondly, if UCDA, because the argument of General 7 is that it is the Operation Wealth Creation that has led to this success, that is a wrong assumption. There have been so many, but they could have played a small role. Operation Wealth Creation was only at a distribution of seedling stage. Seedlings they were distributing were coming from nursery beds that had been monitored and prepared, organized by UCDA. And from there afterwards, it is UCDA that has been taking over. Therefore, and also the case is, Operation Wealth Creation was not only for coffee, it was for vanilla, it was for mango, it was for limawa, it was for many other things. Let them show us the success of those other crops. Let them show us success, how they've succeeded. Now, the Minister of Agriculture, the people from Chisoro, Kanungu, the Minister of Agriculture solely has been undertaking our tea. What happened to our tea? We lost accreditation. We cannot export as Uganda tea. What happens? We age our tea on the Kenyan market and it's bought by Kenyans, packed Uganda tea, packed and stamped Kenya and exported to the world. It has been under the watchful eye of the Ministry of Agriculture. They fed on fish until they are to put in the military. They fed on any. I've asked the Ministry of Agriculture to give us one crop which they can give us to build the confidence as a benchmark where they have succeeded. Absolutely none. Therefore, we are saying this evidence, by the way, in addition to being a chairperson of Uganda Parliamentary Caucus, I also chair Public Accounts Committee. Still cut of this paper, of this party, and I've just made a very fundamental report, SE, on the national economy, to which government up to now is struggling to put a response. But that's for another day. I've just audited the Ministry of Agriculture. Your health what? Baby. Now, the president of the party, Honorable Robert Chabrani, in the morning, tasked me to come and explain to you why the parliamentary stand, why is the caucus. By the way, give due regards to our leader of opposition. For the first time in the history of Parliament, for as long as I've been there, and I've been there for 10 years, about 10, 12 years, for the first time, Honorable Robert, Right Honorable Joel Senior was able to rally a minimum number of MPs that are required to challenge a decision of a speaker. Because ordinarily, the speaker has been using that window of I, and nay, and past dubious things from today. That is what the record says by Joel Senior will not permit the Speaker of Parliament to pass any other resolution which is anti-people without people voting and Ugandans knowing who has voted. So they will no longer hide under eyes, have it, noise, have it, no. We will just stand up, photo of us and say, let's go to the vote. If the matter is that contentious. We will not do it on every other bill, but those that we feel that are so critical to the welfare of Uganda, I think thanks to the National Unity Platform and our leadership, that we got that ministry power for which Right Honorable Speaker Anita Amongo has been hiding to pass dubious baggage, dubious expenditure, Rocco, Atiaka, where we can now have the number and the courage to challenge it. That's not a minus achievement. Mr. President, also our argument, because finally we are saying our position as a caucus is that don't rationalize, don't abolish UCDA. Rationalization means abolishing. Dissolving. Section 4 of the bill says we shall dissolve UCDA. We are saying best practices of goodwill is to do it through agency. And the President, Mr. President, you can no longer. And I think General Museveni is going to be hooked on this one properly. If he believes in it, he should wait. Mr. President, in the next 12 months, we shall find him down in the trenches. And on coffee, he's going to lose totally. So we are in it for a long haul. It's not an issue we are going to give up. It will not stop on, even if the martial numbers. This one, we will struggle and take it to the people of Uganda and they tell the president, hands off. Actually, there has been a propaganda, which I will use, Mr. President, in a minute to debunk. The president called me on the question of UCDA. The president did not call me. Led by the able leadership of the leader of opposition, we agreed to do everything to talk to anybody to save office. So in the morning, we decided to meet the Speaker of Parliament and make our case. And please, you know, when you are weak, by the way, let us struggle to go to power. You plead with these people as if we are pleading with the angels on simple, obvious things. So in the morning, the Speaker knows. The caucus met the Speaker. And in the meeting, we made the case. The Speaker said, party people are downright, but my hands are tied. I'm sent to do this job by the president. And how many ministers were a little bit dishonest, without seeking the opinion of the caucus, she called the president. There and there, said, Mr. President, the caucus is here, it has made a good case, we think this bill is wrong, and therefore it should be removed. That is their view. And without even said, Chairman, here is the president. Here is General Museveni. So there were two things I could do: to refuse, and when I refused, she would have said, it's you and the chair of caucus who refused to speak to General Museveni. So what do? I said, okay, give me that General Museveni. Immediately said, you go to Muwanga, go to Muzabuza Bantu, Muwanga, Okolabichi, Muzabuza Bantu, Tamutegeye. Very crude, unbecoming of a president for someone he has never talked to. Then I said, okay, Mr. President, for me, I come from Tambala. When I meet a stranger, I greet him with salam. Okay, salam alaikum. Then he realized that civil people don't start addressing others so crudely. And he sobered up. I said, now, okay, now I hear you. Now, what I said, I told him, Mr. President, what the hell do you want our coffee for? I gave him all the rationale. I said, my government will not accept your propaganda, you are misleading people. I told him, Mr. President, you will accept. I used it now, you can't call the President General. I said, General President, our stand at the caucus, our stand at the coffee growing community in Uganda, leave UCDA alone. And the business was closed. He said, you go to hell. You are just another radical Uganda. That's why on the floor of Parliament, by the way, God is good. All the time, God is what? Now, the country of know that this law had been brought to target a particular tribe until the Speaker of Parliament, on the floor of Parliament, now reviewed. She forgot to switch off the mic. That's when Katonda Mulimu, Katonda, God was fighting for the people of Uganda. She forgot to switch off the what? The mic, and made a blunder of all blunders. By the way, in other countries, if it had happened in Europe, in everywhere, Anita Amongo would have resigned. Yes, as I'm NUP, I have other members of caucus who are not NUP. I have members of caucus of NRM, of DP, of CP, of Independent, as long as they come from what? This region. So when I'm in that chair, I don't necessarily take the national unity position. I tried to, even if it's a national unity platform position, I try to market it. But I try to try as much as possible to be neutral. Because that's a leadership code of what? Conduct. Now, the Speaker of Parliament is stopped by our rules of procedure to participate, to debate on a matter on the floor. But for her now to take side and say, do we have numbers? That means she had a side. Then use the staff of Parliament to say, please ensure these Uganda don't get the numbers. Now, the Speaker of Parliament in Uganda, we have the anti-sectarian law. So the Speaker of Parliament abused the anti-sectarian law, and as day follows night, when Parliament resumes, tomorrow we are sitting as the caucus again to review our stand, but we don't think two things. We don't think Speaker Anita Amongo can no longer preside over that Parliament where they are gone. Because she's not going to take us away. Is she going to take us away? We are there on the rights of people, so she will not do that. Secondly, we've said, told her, if we really want, offer an equivocal apology to the people of Uganda and to the people of Uganda. Certainly, we have said, if you fail to do so, resign. The next action, I will not reveal it here. I need to first approve with our members, which we are the idea we have. We are saying we may, in English. The president wrote the other day that we are trying, that the people, now, of the things I've said about, of what is tribe there. But let us examine President Museveni on tribalism, where he has a moral authority whatsoever to call any group tribal. This is the president, so to say, for the first time, who appointed her wife a minister, his wife a minister, his son a CPM, his brother a small president, his Mako running the judiciary, running the coffee. Now, can he talk about the tribe? For him, he's even beyond the tribe. His family. But also let us examine. If he doesn't have a conspiracy, because at the end of the day, I read the caucus, if he doesn't have a conspiracy against the people of Uganda, Vice President, he said, is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni under his regime. Deputy is who? Arupu. Speaker, Anita who? Vice Speaker, Thomas who? Chief Justice, Prime Minister, there are four. One is Nabanja, she's from Bunyoro. Deputy is Moses Sari. That is Rebecca Kadaga. Another one is Nakadama. Let's go to his direct appointments. Chief of Defense Forces, Muhozi who? Chief of Police, Abbas who? Chief of Prison is who? Yanasaija. So where do you, Mr. President, get the moral authority? You, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to say a particular group is sectarian. He should go and sleep over that. Then on coffee, so we have debunked his notion of tribalism. Then on coffee, simple analogy. Some people, I bet one and others, have been trying to market some idea that we dismissed as a caucus. And let me stand here. 3 years